I'm Edward. I'm a New Yorker who's currently living in Costa Rica. I'm really honored to be here and share a little bit with you on a subject that I'm an expert in. I'm actually the world expert in it, and it's my story. But an entrepreneur who was working late nights, waking up early, and couldn't afford not being at peak performance. No matter how in shape I was a lacrosse player, I was a runner, I did long distance running. The business wore me out. I was tired, I was cranky, I was moody. Sometimes it was conditions where even though we were making a lot of money, I said, this is definitely not the ideal way to work. This is something strange. And I realized I wasn't alone in this. A lot of people had work that was beyond the regular scope. And unfortunately, it wasn't like a lot of the books where I read where just by trusting, all the magic would start happening, and by law of attraction, I could bring the millions of dollars and whatever we needed to build this thing together. No. It didn't happen like that. It happened actually quite the opposite. I was faced with some of the biggest challenges in my life, arguments. I left my company for a few months. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was reassessing whether I made the right choice. And there was a lot of doubt. And that's okay. Like a lot of writers that I was reading, like, don't doubt yourself, never quit. And I was like, that's bullshit, excuse my language. But, there is doubt. There is moments where entrepreneurs hit lows. Looking back at how I was able to deal with a lot of stress and perform at the levels that I did, literally when we were about to lose everything, and also had to be a family man and also had to be a normal human and eat normal. And when there was stress, I would binge and eat things that I normally don't eat. For me, it was pizza. I would eat a ton of pizza. And there are times when my exercise was strong, times when my practice would fail, but I always came back to it. No matter what, even if it was 3 months of eating like crap and not exercising, I had huge periods. And it was weird because I knew how good it felt when I lived at my peak. I knew how good it felt when I did all the things that I needed to, but it was hard. And no matter how much people would tell me, Ed, you have to get all of these pieces in order for there to be perfect harmony, I was like, what perfect harmony? In what world, in what dream world do you live in? It was too much. It was probably going to lead to more and more wealth, but diminishing health and happiness. And when I met the guys from DeRose, I was blown away because here was a school designed for high-performance entrepreneurs. It wasn't some BS spiritual namaste crap. I'm sorry to say that. I don't mean to call it crap. I just meant that, like, in New York at the time and in the circles, there was so much junk. Gurus and shmurus and people promising the world. And I always found these like false prophets and teachers who were, I was like, how is this like 18-year-old girl a guru or telling me something? And so I just didn't trust it, and it wasn't for me. And when I met the guys from DeRose, it was really interesting. Here was a program designed for entrepreneurs, not all physical. There was physical practices, but there was conceptual. So it quenched what I wanted from philosophy. It quenched what I wanted from a coach that can custom tailor a program for me. And there was this part of concept and part of practice. So it balanced for me what I needed as an entrepreneur, feeling physically challenged. I mean, the workout kicked my butt. And feeling mentally challenged, learning concepts that I could implement and share with others, share in my everyday practice. And I realized, one, I can achieve these goals that seemed impossible when I tried them once. And two, that was a great lesson for me, that we could set these really challenging goals and hit them based on discipline and practice and commitment. And I committed 100% to this. That was one of my big difficulties in life: commitment, discipline, have this level 1 awareness, look at a conflict before it starts. And I'm using this example just because it was so simple but so effective as an entrepreneur, to look at the situation, the people we work with, our relationships outside of work, and just notice, be aware. Step aside from your ego and mind for a second and be aware of other people. Okay, I'm 30 years old and I just started practicing at the DeRose method about a year ago, and I really think that it's led to a level of mental clarity, physical strength, balance, and many other things that I'm forgetting, but that I feel in my body, that have led to some kind of harmony. And no matter how busy I am, no matter how high performance my life is, no matter whether I'm traveling like crazy, working my butt off, I feel at my peak. That's a little bit about how I maintain my sanity and how I am an entrepreneur in today's crazy world.